It's an amazing festival. It connects people from different part of the country.
Everyone should come here and enjoy.
I think this is one of the opportunity for youngsters, for the children from the country who are in Delhi.
Hi everyone, good afternoon once again. Welcome back to Arth. My name is Prateek and I work with Amar Chitrakatha. Today I'm going to be telling you all the story of Shiva and Bhasmasura. Right now at Amar Chitrakatha, I work with storytelling and with the online learning space. So we also have workshops and we have a lot of other fun stuff which I'll tell you after the story. But let's get into the story. This is a really, really fun story about an Asura called Bhasmasura and Shiva, who grants Bhasmasura a boon, and how that horribly, well, could go wrong. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. I hope everyone can see the screen. So the story is called Shiva and Bhasmasura from Amar Chitrakatha Junior. Right, this is part of our junior series. So this is from Amar Chitrakatha Junior. The story begins, well, a long time ago, when the gods and the asuras, the devas and the asuras, ruled the earth. Virkasura, the asura, was a fierce demon. "There's no one stronger than me," he would roar. "I should be the master of the universe. Everyone should do as I say." Now his teacher, whose name was Guru Shukracharya, told him, Vikrasura, wait. You need special powers for that. I'll tell you what. Pray to Shiva. He's easy to please and he'll give you whatever you want. Now, of course, everyone knows that Shiva was the easiest god to please. Even his devotees call him Bholenath, the simple one. So Virkasura put his weapons aside, left his palace, and went deep into a dark forest to pray. He prayed all day and he prayed all night. He stood in the hot sun, prostrating and praying to Shiva. He stood in the pouring rain, praying to Shiva. Nothing could disturb him from his prayers. Now, you see, Virkasura had a very cunning plan in mind. He stood near the fire and he chanted, "Shivai, Shivai, Om Namo Shivai, 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 Om Namo Shivai." His chanting and his devotion was so strong that was the only sound that could be heard in the forest for miles and miles and miles. This went on for days, for months, even for years. Virkasura just prayed to Shiva. After many years had passed, sitting outside his cave on Mount Kailash, Shiva heard the demon's prayers and sighed. "Virkasura has prayed long and hard. I will have to go to him. I have no choice. He is praying not for simple gifts, and nor does he want to become clever like the gods or the sages. But because of his devotion, because of his praying to me, I must go and grant him his boon." And so Shiva picked up his trident and he set out to meet Virkasura. In the blink of an eye, Shiva was in front of Virkasura's fire. Raising his hand in blessing, he asked, "Virkasura, what do you want?" Virkasura was taken aback. He came out of his meditation and his prayers and he looked up at Shiva's kind and radiant face. For a moment, he was filled with peace and he forgot all about his wicked plan. Speak, Virkasura, smiled Shiva. What is the boon that I may grant you? Virkasura suddenly snapped out of it, remembered his plan, and said, My lord, my wish is very simple. I want to live forever. Shiva thought to himself, the number of times I have been asked this. And then he looked at Virkasura and said, My son, that is not possible. Everything that is born must die, must end. This cannot be broken. Ask for anything else. Virkasura, of course, knew this and he was ready with an answer. Then grant me this. Grant me the boon that whenever I place my palm on someone's head, he will turn to ash. So be it, said Bholinath, granting the Asura's wish. Virkasura knew that his wish would be granted and he smiled a wicked smile. Now I will be known as Bhasmasura, the ash demon, and I will rule the entire universe. He thought gleefully. In an instant, he leapt over the fire. He jumped over the fire, stretched out his arm towards the startled Shiva and said, Now let's test out the boon, O Shiva. His eyes were gleaming. Show me your head. As quick as a flash, Shiva realized that Bhasmasura's evil plan was this, and he began to run. Yes, Shiva, the almighty Shiva, began to run. Come back, shouted Bhasmasura. You cannot escape me. Red-eyed and puffed with pride, Bhasmasura started running behind Shiva. Fooled by my own devotee, thought Shiva, running as fast as he could. He ran and he ran. He ran through the forests. He ran through the deserts. He ran over mountains. He ran over the oceans. Not just that, he ran through the planets, through the universe, through the galaxies. He ran everywhere he could. But Bhasmasura ran behind him with his hand stretched out, almost touching Shiva's head. Vishnu, who was sitting in the home in Vaikuntha, saw his friend Shiva. He was running. He shook his head and he started smiling. He was like, Oh, my Bholinath. He cannot just stop himself from fulfilling his devotee's wishes, he said to himself. I think I need to step in and do something. And just saying that, Shiva was turning, he was running, and just as he went around a bend on a mountain, Vishnu pulled him into the cave. Quickly, go hide inside over here, he whispered, and leave the rest to me. Don't worry. Watch out, Vishnu, watch out. He's a nasty fellow, warned Shiva. Don't worry about me, said Vishnu with a grim smile. Now, Bhasmasura was also running after Shiva. And Bhasmasura wasn't a god at the end of the day. So he came running. And as soon as he reached around the corner, he stopped. He just stopped in his tracks. He had been chasing the rough-haired, poorly dressed Shiva. And suddenly when he turned the corner, there was somebody quite different there. Oh yes, very different. Before him stood the most beautiful woman he had ever seen in all the three worlds. He had never seen a more beautiful woman. As Bhasmasura stood there, rather red in the face and looking very foolish, a musical voice spoke. My name is Mohini. Why are you running? You look so tired. Come, rest for a little while. It was the beautiful lady. Her name was Mohini. I'm not tired. I have to catch Shiva, blustered Bhasmasura, and then he stopped. But then he looked at Mohini and he thought, what grace, what beauty, he said, he thought with a smirk. She will make the perfect voice, the perfect wife for the ruler of the universe, and that is me. I can finish off Shiva at any time. Bhasmasura glanced at his reflection in a pool nearby. He straightened his necklace, twirled his mustache, and thumped his chest and said, Mohini, what a lovely name. I am going to be the Lord of creation soon. Marry me and be my wife. Mohini looked at Bhasmasura for a second and then she turned away with a sigh. It would be an honor to marry a brave man like you, but... Oof. What is it? Asked Bhasmasura. Tell me, what is holding you back, and I will remove any obstacle, any problem in your way forever. You see, Bhasmasura, I have vowed only to marry the one who can dance with me, matching me step for step and mudra for mudra, replied Mohini. Well, so far, everyone who has tried has failed. Even Vishnu and Shiva. Vishnu and Shiva. Bah! What do they know? Bhasmasura tossed his head impatiently. Come, show me, and I will dance with you. And so they started dancing. Mohini started dancing quite simply at first, and Bhasmasura matching every step and every mudra. And slowly, Mohini started making the moves more complex and more difficult, and Bhasmasura matched it with grace. Thayam that, thayam tha. Mohini teaches the Asura. 4 steps left, and then back to the center. Turn to the right. Now that's much better. A hand on the waist, another on the shoulder. She sways to the beat, and he grows bolder. She closes his eyes and moves her palm to her head. He opens his eyes and whoops, that's the end. Bhasmasura was so busy copying Mohini's movements that he forgot all about his boom. As soon as his palm touched his head, whoosh, he turned into a pile of ash. Well, Mohini just smiled. He walked over to Shiva and said, Shiva, that wasn't difficult, was it? And it's over now. Whew. He got burnt by his own pride, said Shiva as he stepped out of the cave. You danced pretty well, I must say. Mohini just laughed and turned back into Vishnu, for that's who she really was. Be careful when you fulfill your devotees' wishes the next time, my friend, he said. And chuckling to themselves, the two of them went on their separate ways. And Vishnu went back to his home, and Shiva went back to Mount Kailash, waiting, and hopefully, this time, a little more careful of what boon he gave to whom. So that is the story of Shiva and Bhasmasura. I hope you'll really like the story, right? Because what we learn from this story is not just about Shiva giving a boon or Bhasmasura asking for a boon to, you know, uh, try to take control of the entire universe. But also to be careful about our actions, to be careful about what we do, what we say, right? And what kind of wishes and what kind of favors we give to others. It's always important for us to understand the meaning of the words and the actions that we do. And that is hopefully what Shiva learned from this entire experience. Now, at Amar Chitra Katha, we do a lot. There are a lot of stories just like this. This is just one of them from the Amar Chitra Katha Junior series that we have. We have a lot of books within the Amar Chitra Katha Junior series, which is meant for the ages from 4 all the way to 7, 8. We also have Tinkle, right, which is our magazine. So Tinkle magazine has all of your favorite characters like Supandi, Shambhu, Defective Detectives, Noise, Wingstar, and so many more. Right? It's a really fun magazine. It's a really fun illustrated comic that y'all can get on the Tinkle app. Right? So the Tinkle app is available on the Google Play Store as well as on the App Store. Right? So you can always download that and watch. You can read the book comics on that. As well as we also have Amar Chitra Katha. Now, Amar Chitra Katha has been around for the last 50 odd years. We've been creating books on mythology and on history, right, in the illustrated comic form, right? I know for a fact that from the time I started growing up, I have been reading Amar Chitra Katha and Tinkle, and I've grown up on it. And I'm sure that's true for a lot of y'all out there, right? So now Amar Chitra Katha, especially in this lockdown where we're not getting books, well, we have the app. There is the Amar Chitra Katha app, which is again available on the Google Play Store as well as on the App Store, Apple App Store, and you all can for sure download it from there. We also have our books on other reading platforms like Magster and Kindle. And one of the most exciting things that we've done recently is that we've started ACK Learn. Right, ACK Learn is the online learning platform from Amar Chitra Katha, where we do online learning workshops for children from the age of 4 all the way to 14, and yes, even some for above that. I'm talking to you adults, right? So we have programs and workshops for 4 to 6-year-olds like Kala Gurukul and Fun Okay Please Fun and Learn, where we basically do storytelling and do activities, right, to help children grow, to get them to enjoy reading, right? Then we have the 7+ workshops, which have creative writing, story creation, art, comic studio, where we teach children how to make comics, just like the ones in Tinkle and in Amar Chitra Katha. And also beyond that, we have for the 11+ age group, we have art workshops based on folk arts of India, like Madhubani, Mandala, and Varli, right? So we have those workshops on the art. We also have workshops from Amar Chitra Katha, like the My Own Chitra Katha workshop, where you can write your own story and you can learn how to create it into an illustrated book of your own, right? So we have a whole set of offerings. You can head on over to www.acklearn.com. That's www.acklearn.com. And you can sign up for our programs. We start our programs every Monday, right? So we start our programs every Monday, and hope to see you all there. I hope you'll enjoy the story. And thank you very much. I mean, a huge thank you to Arth, because this platform is absolutely fantastic, and the kind of joy that it brings culturally, as well as in terms of the kind of things that Arth does, is just absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much to Arth. Yeah. I'll see you all next time. That's me, Prateek, signing off from Amar Chitra Katha. Thank you so much.